Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here on Forza Horizon 2 and today I'm going to be rerunning some cars for my rally car build series. The vehicles that were the very first cars to go, I'm going to give another chance as I'm better at driving the circuit and I know much better what I'm doing with building the cars. So we are going to start with the mighty Audi Quattro. Now I've half built the vehicles in that I've put on all the mandatory upgrades, so these cars have all got the off-road tyres, the off-road suspension, the off-road gearbox, and I've put aero parts or the rally parts on the cars respectively. So we're ready to go with the rest of the bits to make the car into S1 class. After all the mandatory stuff, this Audi is a low A class, which gives me plenty of room to add on some more parts. So we're going to be going for brakes and for the handling bits. Now roll cage, I'm thinking we're probably going to want. I mean the Audi is going to be pretty decent. It was a rally car, but it is a little bit of an older vehicle. It's 124 pounds. I put the roll cage in the Delta. I should probably put the roll cage in this one. I'm thinking it is probably going to be a good idea. Weight reduction though should make it a pretty light car. 2,400 pounds is that's not too bad on the weight front. Tire widths. Now let's go do tire widths. What do we get on the Audi? We get they're not the largest of tires. 275s, same as we got on the Volvo. They're okay. To be fair, the Delta did remarkably well for the little tyres that thing had. I mean, this has got the same size tyres from standard that Delta had. But I think the Delta may just be a very, very good car. We could still have some sliding issues, I think, or potentially, with the Quattro. It's been so long since I drove this car. I can't remember what it drives like. So, yeah, I mean, I think we may have some sliding issues. Although, with all of them bits on, we still have quite a lot of PI to work with, which is pretty nice. We'll keep with the standard engine. Exhaust, the first thing I'm going to put in. It should become my customary first upgrade. It doesn't actually drop the weight as much in this car as I was expecting. We actually have a lot of PI to play with here in this car. We're going to have to go for all the big upgrades, I think, for the engine. I don't really want to swap the engine in the Audi. I don't actually know what the options are, even if I did want to. Let's go have a quick look. We've got the... Oh, we can get the Lamborghini V10 in it. It's kind of tempting. Both engines are heavier, and I don't really want to swap the Audi's engine. It's kind of tempting, though, to go for the big V10. But no, we will keep with the standard. I didn't expect to get any of the engines in this car and keep it within the PI, but it seems like we can get quite a lot of power out of this car. I'm just going to go through. I'm going to have to chuck on all of these. I might just have to. Okay. Yeah, this is gaining power. Okay, it's not quite got the torque of some of the cars that we've seen, but it's gaining quite a lot of power and keeping it in S1 class. That also doesn't fill me with confidence when we're starting getting this much power and this little weight. Suggests to me, at least, that we may be having handling issues. You know, think of the Volvo that was much heavier than this car. And, okay, it had a bit more torque than this, but a lot less power. Yeah, I've slight concerns about the handling, potentially, from the Audi. The remaining upgrades in that for the engine were the ones that added weight, the intercooler and the oil and cooling, so I don't really want to put them in unless I have to. That takes out a decent chunk of weight. £25 for the driveline. For a small car, it's quite rare that it takes out that much weight. The clutch is going to take out a fair bit more, so we will go with that. And now I have got 2 PI to work with. What are we going to end up for this? Can we get a flywheel on? We can get a flywheel on and then have 1 PI. I'm really hoping that either the intercooler, damn it, that adds 2, or the oil and cooling. Hey, there we go. We can get 3 horsepower, a tiny little bit of weight. But I will take it. Okay, so we have got 577 horsepower, 425 torque. It is a light car though, pretty damn light considering the other vehicles that are gone. But we could have some control issues. I fear we may not quite have the handling that you would want, especially with getting this much power within the PI. Well, we shall take it to the Forest Brawl track and find out. Right, the Audi's turn, or rerun, I should say, with this car. I'm not quite sure what to expect from this vehicle exactly. Turn 1 seems relatively good. I mean, it does. It does slide around a bit. I think it may be a fraction more slidey than the Volvo. It's very sideways through there. How do we deal with these jump landings? Yeah, it's just... Ooh. I was trying to get away with carrying a lot of speed and it didn't really work. It doesn't quite carry the quarter speed that I would like from a car. Whoa, big sideways moment. Very big sideways moment. It should be pretty damn fast in a straight line. At least that's what I'm going to be hoping for with this car, with plenty of power and not a huge amount of weight. Yeah, we should do some decent speed. It does still have this problem though. I do remember that. It flies terribly over the main jump. It really wants to smack its nose into the floor. But, okay, so we've got to remember about that and turn one. I may have pushed it a bit too hard on the brakes into turn one, running it a little bit wide. There is not quite the grip that I would like from the Audi. You can see that you just chuck it into these corners. I'm trying to carry speed around there. It's just not... The car doesn't like you doing that. We have got it much better this time around, though. We've got it under control. It's that secondary jump there that when you take a lot of speed through the first part, you end up having so much speed for the little crest that you get a big airtime, and that causes you all manner of problems. I don't quite have the confidence through that second to last corner either. Surprisingly, after the Delta did so well through there on such tiny tyres, I don't have the confidence in this car at all. It feels like it wants to move around quite a lot through there. Whoa, it's crazy over that jump. Like, I've had many cars go, and this thing is not going that... In fact, it's not as quick as some of the cars that have hit that jump. And this just goes berserk. It really just wants to go to space in the Quattro. Okay, let's try and be neat through here. Let's try and keep it all under control. As I say that, it just wants to go sideways through that initial section. And again, we are... Ooh, that's the first time we've flown a bit wonky through that section, so I will let it off. I was too far to the left over there, which some cars have had problems with before, so we've got to be careful with that one. Now, up here, how fast dare I go? That's 106 is not too bad, although I don't really push it much faster through there. That does feel very much on the limit, and then out of the final corner there, the Quattro gets a very, very big slide. Yeah, I mean, it's taking off. It's, ooh, okay, I tried to do something clever there, it didn't work. I don't know what it is about the Quattro. Why it is. Oh, we're going for a big tumble. Are we going to stop rolling any time today? And, oh, it was going to land it as well. I have no idea why it has so many issues with the big jump. Curious. So the Quattro is still terrible over there. It's just sliding. It's just not got the grip to carry the speed through the corners, and it cannot take that main jump for whatever reason. It does not like that one at all. That was a very, very close to the trees. Now, if we try and keep the car... There we go. We actually kept it around there without getting massively sideways. But it does put us out a little bit wide. It jumps so high over these jumps. I am actually putting the car up into fifth, trying to sort of get a little bit of control down there. I don't want it spinning up the wheels as I try and take that corner at speed. That was a bit scary over the bumps. It was still pretty quick though. Okay, braking for the second to last turn. Get it stopped. Actually got it stopped relatively well through there. Still not really got the traction, and this is where we're going to have all manner of issues, I fear. All manner of issues. Just please stop going so nose down. I can't stop it doing that. If I try and let off before the jump, that's what caused me to roll. I just have to go with it. Basically, that's the only way you can keep this car over that big jump is floor it. It will end up smacking the front on the ground, but there is not another option. We got it at 59.6, I think, that time around, and considering the issues we're having with that main jump, that's not too shabby. Again, it's trying to stop the car from sliding through there, but it does force you out wide, and then that means you're slightly wonky down here. I've got through it cleanly, though. Did lose a little bit of speed just trying to keep the car in check. If we can keep it all together, this lap may not be too terrible. From the Quattro. Oh, I went in too hot into the second to last corner. We're out very wide on the exit. I'm not sure we're going to go any faster this time around. That was millimetres away from the barrels. It may be a quicker lap, I don't know actually. Come on, stop twisting! God damn it, you silly Audi. That really has so many issues with the jumps. It is a tenth of a second quicker for the Quattro. God dear, that big jump is terrible. Yeah, I think I rolled the Audi first time out as well on the jump for the same reason. Quattro cannot take that big jump. It cannot take that big jump to save its life. However, a 59.5, puts it up into 13th place, 14th place, sorry. It just beats out the Audi TT. Okay. Quattro, yeah, much improved with some better driving from me and perhaps a slightly better build on this car. It's not a bad lap time, although we still have massive issues with the jumps, and there is just an overall slight lack of grip with this car. Our next car with a rebuild is the Mitsubishi Galant. Now, this car actually went relatively quickly. It was a very early car. It ran a 1 minute 1.9. It was a very, very easy car to drive quickly around the Forest Brawl circuit as well, if I remember correctly. So I'm kind of curious to see how this one will do. It could be pretty damn fast. We shall start though with the tyres, which I don't think are massive on this. 195s to begin with, we go to 255s. Okay, so we don't have particularly huge tyres on this car, smaller than the Audis. They are larger than the Deltas though. I think we could have some grip issues with the Mitsubishi. We could potentially, when pushed very, very hard, see the car sliding around a little bit, but we will. We don't have much other choice. We're going to have to go with that. Weight-wise, I'm not sure how much we start. £2,900 to begin with. By the time I put on all of the handling parts, we should probably not be too bad. Now, I'm thinking we may want a roll cage on this car as well. It's going to put it up to 3. It's only £131. Yeah, I think we're probably going to want it on the Galant. We will then drop the weight down to 2,600. It doesn't drop it down quite as much as I was perhaps expecting from it. Okay, it's still not too bad. I mean, it's lighter than quite a few of the cars towards the top of the table, with the likes of the Volvo and the R34 Skyline and so on. There, yeah, it's certainly not too bad on the weight front. Although, yeah, we don't have the tyre widths of them cars. Power-wise, I'm just going to see what engines I can put in this. I'm not actually sure. We can get Turbo Rally engine or the V8 that goes in everything. The V8 is massively heavy, and I don't like working with the Turbo Rally engine, so we will be keeping with the standard engine in the Galant. We should be able to get okay power out of this one. We will, of course, exhaust first thing, drop the weight down. I think we're probably going to have to go for the two big engine ones, both the camshafts and the turbo. We're not even into S1 class yet, so turbo, add another 86 horsepower. This might actually get some decent power in the car. Just seeing this already up at 482, so it's got more power in it already than the Volvo had, and we've still got some PI to work with. 500 horsepower. Okay, not quite got the torque of the Volvo, but we've got decent power figures coming out of this Mitsubishi. In fact, we may even start getting up to almost 600 by the time we're finished here. Okay, that's a little bit too ambitious. 561 horsepower is certainly not bad. We've seen quite a lot of cars go relatively quickly with around the 500 horsepower mark, so yeah, that's not too shabby. I've got a couple of PI to play with, which I always like to have, so we can get the driveline on, shave off £27 with the driveline for this car. And we will get the race differential on it. Can we sneak a clutch on? No, we can't. I will just quickly try, see if we can sneak on the flywheel. You never know. It's always worth a look. And see, it was worth a look. We can get the flywheel on. Thank you, car, for proving that I'm not completely mad. Yeah, £2,500. Power, weight, pretty good, but tyres are not the biggest. I'm hoping the Galant will be as easy and nice to drive as I remember, and then there's certainly potential for this to go pretty damn quick. Well, my main fear with the Mitsubishi is potentially oversteer. I'm hoping we won't be massively slidey as we come up towards turn 1. Will you be like the Lancia? Or it's pretty good actually. I mean, you can tell it doesn't quite have the same grip as we're running out towards the wall there when I push the car, but it's the back end isn't wanting to come around and say hello, which is always a always a reassuring thing. Now, can we get this car neatly through here, 100 miles an hour-ish, although, the problem, again, much like I had with the Quattro, when you take that corner faster, you then end up really in the air for the sort of the secondary jump there. Also, we don't have the speed through that second to last corner, which is, I got a little bit greedy there. Whoa, we have all sorts of... Okay, that's kind of caught me out of that final turn. I'm not quite sure why it did that, but never mind. We fly nicely though. Fly really nicely over the main jump. We have slightly cracked the side window, but never mind about that. Straight line speed. Bloody hell, it is fast in a straight line. I don't remember it being that quick. 140 miles an hour is almost as quick as the Ferrari 500 in a straight line. That's mighty, mighty quick for anything around this course. Get it slowed, get it turned for this this next one, and then land the jump. Now, you'll often see me sticking the cars up into fifth. The reason being, especially with a car like this, where we may not have the best tyres, by putting it into fifth, you stop the wheel spin, so the car is hopefully, at least that's the theory behind it, we'll stop the wheel spin as we go round that landing corner, and hope to carry a bit more speed. There's a big oversteer moment as it goes through the second to last corner. We cannot carry that much speed through that second to last turn. We also do fly quite arse down over this big jump, which is pretty good actually for the landing. It's, I say that, we cracked the windscreen. It's slightly better than landing nose first like we were with the Audis. A 59.0 from the Mitsubishi. This is a quick car. It's just a little bit fiddly to drive. It's not bad, certainly. It's just not the same grip as I am perhaps accustomed to with some of my other cars. We get it very, very wrong into that corner. Again, now try and carry the speed on the landing. See, it does do pretty well through there. Oh, you found the invisible wall. Hey, invisible wall bad. Invisible wall very bad. Damn it, it's just trying to make up those fractions of a second. It did have a big old issue coming down here on the previous lap, though. Flicked the car massively sideways. Yeah, I mean, about 105 on turning through there. I'm not going to really carry feasibly much more speed. We just do not have the grip to get away with it. And out of that final turn, as we've seen with quite a few cars with the smaller tyres, it really does have issues with the car wanting to slide around. We have this mighty straight line speed. This jump after the start line is not really a jump, nor for a lot of cars isn't really a jump. With this, you get big air time, and it does. Certainly on one of the early laps, it wanted to go sort of back down across there. Got to be a little bit careful with that. It's this turn up here, turn 4, that I think I've really got to watch out for in the Galant. It would be very easy to try and chuck it in there with too much speed and end up having the car going sideways. Right, that was much better across there, but we're going to get massive air time. Spent so much time in the air certainly with this and the Audi. It's felt like I've spent so much time in the air with the pair of them. We're going to have to slow through there because I cannot carry the speed. We're taking all of the wide line through that part of the track. It is quick though. It is actually on for a 58-second lap. If we can hold it together across the jump, which the Galant has been okay. It's not twisting in the air, which is always a good thing. We have lost a little bit of time. It is a 58.9 from the Mitsubishi as we come on to its final run, and I overcook it into turn 1 slightly there. Oh no, we've got some sliding going on. That straight line speed is phenomenal from this car. It really is very, very rapid in a straight line. It's around here it doesn't really like even getting turned into that corner particularly well. Okay, carry the speed on the landing. It actually deals with the bumps really quite well. I've had cars have a lot more problems on that landing there with the bumping and bouncing around. No, we've had more problems with some bumps there. Yeah, it's a good car. It's certainly a quick car. The Galant, however, I've turned in completely and utterly failed on this final lap. That final corner was abysmal. I was all out of position on the previous corner and turned far too soon. The Galant is quick. It's not as easy to drive as I remember. Very, very fast in a straight line, but it's just these. Give it sort of 285 tyres, I think we could see a really, really quick car. As it is, we just don't have the grip, and if something causes it a problem, then it becomes a big issue. With some of the cars that we've seen go quite quickly, like the Volvo for example, if something causes that a little problem, it doesn't become a massive problem, whereas in this, all it takes is a small bump and an inopportune moment, and it kind of just chucks the car about and you can't really save it very well. Still though, to get into the 58s, that's pretty damn fast from the from the Galant. Yeah, it's a bit awkward to drive, but a very, very quick car. Our next rebuild is the Toyota Celica. This was another one of the very, very early run cars. It did a 1 minute 2.7. I'm definitely thinking we can we can be improving on this one. We've got plenty of PI to work with. To start with, it's only a mid B class car by the time we've had all of the mandatory upgrades on it. Tyres are a little bit of a concern though. I was actually expecting slightly bigger ones from this car, 245, so it's the same as we saw on the Audi S1. It's a little bit smaller than the Mitsubishis. We could have quite a bit of sliding with the Celica. Handling-wise, we will of course be going for the brakes and so on. I'm not sure how much we're going to. How much do we weigh, car? 3,100, so by the time we've stuck this on it, we're going to be down, it's 2,600, so it's going to be slightly heavier than the Galant. The big question is, do we go for a roll cage? 140 pounds, actually quite a lot in this car. Do we want roll cage in the Celica? I think I'm going to go with it. It's kind of on the edge, but I think I'm probably going to want it in the Celica. I don't really want the extra weight, but it's yeah, it's a necessary evil. What engines can we get in this car? Again, just out of curiosity. I assume it's going to be a similar story to the Mitsubishi. Turbo Rally. Oh, we could go for the 2.6 litre inline six. Now, do we go with it? It is a much heavier engine. No, we're not going to go for it. I'm going to keep it with the standard engine. That's too much weight gained from that twin-turboed one. Of course, exhaust first on. Let's try and chuck some weight out of the car. I'm hoping, though, that we do have enough power, and we can get enough power out of this standard engine to get it to the top of S1, though. That is the only concern with going with the standard engine. Perhaps that's why I don't know if I can't remember if I used the other engine or not. It's owned. Whether I built the car with that one before or not, I can't remember. A lot of these cars get used for other things at different times, so it's may well have been just chucked together for another purpose at some point. We are increasing the power again, though the PI isn't really going up very much. Which is a surprise because we're almost at 500 horsepower and we're only halfway through S1 class. I'm quite surprised by that. I mean, we're up to 520 horsepower and 406 torque, and it's not at the top of, it's nowhere near the top of S1 class. Well, I mean, these I don't really like using. Sure, they do give me a decent amount of power and so on, but we're increasing the weight some more. It has to be done. If we're gonna use this standard engine, I have no other choice. And now, are we actually going to be able to get this car to the top of S1? I don't think we will with this engine. Well, that is irritating. No, there is not a hope in hell that I'm going to get this car to the top of S1. Well, there is a reason why this engine it was used. We're going to have to go with it. As much as I don't particularly want to, we have to go for that bigger engine. Now, we should definitely be able to get this one up to the S1 class mark. We're going to install that, okay. But again, it's going to give it a lot of power. We're going to get a lot of power out of this car. And that's 526 horsepower in it. Now, okay, yes, this is now heavier than it was before. We will get the exhaust on and have to, I mean, we'll try with these parts to get the weight down as best I can. This has got a huge amount of power that I wasn't expecting from it. Past 600 horsepower. In a car with tiny-ish tyres, that's quite scary. Right, now, is there a better compromise of parts? I may try to stick the valves on. Again, just get that weight down. It's only a little bit, to be honest, but get the weight down as best we can. Now, for the rest of these parts, I will go for weight reduction stuff. So we will go for the driveline, the clutch. In fact, the clutch gives it all the way. That's a that's a big 5 pi from the racing clutch. That's quite a lot. Okay, we've got the weight down. Let's just have a sneaky look at the flywheel, just in case. Again, this is always worth a try. This time, nope, we can't get one more pound out of the car. There is a lot of horsepower in this. I am quite scared of this car. 630 horsepower. Is an awful lot of power. I mean, this is almost as... I'm just trying to think, what other cars got up to the 600 horsepower mark? Maybe the Dodge Daytona? That probably did, but that had much bigger tyres. We could have some quite sideways moments. If it's controllable, this will be mighty fast. I fear it's going to be very sideways and scary. The big question with the Celica, will I be able to keep the damn thing pointing in the correct direction? It certainly should, potentially be getting under the 1 minute mark. We are... Again, it has a little bit more grip through here than I expected. In fact, it's just not terrible. It's not terrible through these first corners. Turn 4 here, we're going to have all manner of issues that I'm kind of not surprised by, particularly there. Yeah, very, very oversteery, but I mean, it's controlled down there. We get a huge airtime across these bumps. And now, how fast dare we be through this second to last? No, not that fast. That was a little bit ambitious through there, really. And the second to last corner, we are sliding a little bit on the way out. I'll keep forgetting this engine can rev like crazy. How do we fly, though, across the jump? Pretty well. Straight line speed, I'm going to expect to be pretty fast from the Toyota. How do we do? It is 136. It's not as quick as the Galant. Surprising from the Celica there. The back end is just wanting to wiggle. Look at the wiggling as we go down turn 2 and 3, and then I'm really got to slow it down through here unless I want the back end sliding around massively. Got to be careful on the exit of the corner here, not to be too far to the left, otherwise you have a far too tighter a line like I was there. And we're gonna... Oh, we didn't spin. Managed to recover it, but yeah, we can't take that much speed through turn 4. Then through here, that's a scary speed to be taking that corner. There is no grip. I have enjoyed quite a lot of grip through that second to last corner from a number of cars. This one, no, not a hope in hell of us carrying that speed there. The jump, yeah, it flies really nicely over that main jump, which is always good. Although, that was a moment and a half. We just sort of kicked up. So I don't know if we got some wheel spin or we found an awkward position bump. That very nearly just fired us clean into the trees. Got to be careful of that one there for sure. I have to have a lift down there, otherwise we're going to end up in the barrier. And again, having to have a little lift through here, and then it gently does it around this turn 4. We're quick on the exit of the corner, sure, but you just can't carry the momentum through the turn. So again, getting a big sideways moment. We're going to bump the invisible wall as we fly through the air there. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward around that landing zone corner. Oh, that was better through there though. That was very fast through the second to last turn. Somehow I got away with that 111. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that one again. That was a bit of sheer luck going on with the Celica. Yeah, no, we're okay. I'm actually quite surprised how far you can be. Normally if you go over to the right there on that jump, you get in all sorts of troubles, but the Celica is flying pretty well. 138 miles an hour this time round in a straight line is respectable. It's not far off the Galant's time. 59.5 on... don't go towards the walls. Oh, God, you are fighting this car a lot, though. Spend a lot of time fighting it, and I definitely prefer taking that slower approach through there. Now, we're a bit better positioned on the takeoff. I think we can carry a bit better speed. Let's not go towards the invisible wall, but if you leave it too late to turn in, you end up towards the trees on the other side, which also isn't ideal. And then can we repeat the magic through the second to last turn? No. No, not quite through there. There we don't have the grip out of the final turn either. It's not terrible, but it's just not quite there. This is going to be a relatively quick lap from the Celica as we fly through the air again. Come on, get the landing nicely. Yeah, it's a little bit of a heavy hit, but it's nice enough. It is across the line, a 59.2 from the Toyota, a fraction quicker. I'm not sure I can get that much more speed out of this car. I've tried. That was so close to the tree there. Pushing it for all it's worth through turn 1 and 2. Oh, again, playing it risky with the trees. Oh god, I would love some more grip in this car. With bigger tyres, I have no doubt, with this much power and so on, the car would absolutely fly, but as it is, you're constantly fighting it. There we go, it's gone. I got a good run through the bottom turn there, but I couldn't, again, just couldn't maintain it over that jump. It's a bit of a bugger, this car, to drive quickly. Around here, you are just constantly fighting it, trying to find some grip somewhere, anywhere that you can get grip in this car. Does fly again. It gets massive air off that jump. I don't think it's going to be a quicker final lap. The Celica is quick. It's as I expected. It's scary fast. It isn't quite as sideways as I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest, I thought we were going to have a lot more big slides. It's just slidey enough, though, to be quite a bugger to get through some of the corners. Still, a 59.2, it splits the Ferrari F40 and Lamborghini Countach. That's a pretty damn good time still, though, from a car that, yeah, certainly not my driving style, this one. And our final vehicle for this mega rebuild episode is the Metro 6R4, the very first car I ever built for the rally car build series. And as such, it wasn't a particularly quick time, and this is a 1:03, so we're going to hopefully be going much faster with this car. Now, as far as PI to play with, well, there is not very much. The tyres actually reduce the PI on this car. The standard tyres, I guess, are effectively the race tyre compound. So when you put on the off-road tyre compound, it drops the PI. But that's the rules of the series. So of course we're using these. It does give us a little bit more to play with, but it's still not a massive amount. The tyres are impressive though. I'd have forgotten this about the Metro. It starts off with 320s on the rear, which are huge, and it goes up to 345s. On the rear, look at the size of this car and the lack of any weight. 345s on the rear. That's massive tyres on this car. The front tyres slightly less impressive. Still though, 285s on the front. That's as big as as big as the Skyline, the 300ZX, and the Volvo. It's bigger than the Volvo had on the rear. It's massive tyres, or bigger than the Volvo had all round. So we have got some really big tyres on this car. Very little in the way of weight. My real fear with this, rebuilding this, is the twitchiness of this. If this is as quick as I'm expecting it to end up being, good God, it could be twitchy. There is very little in the way of handling parts I can do. Let's face it, it's a Group B rally car. We can get the upgraded brakes, which of course I'm going to be going for. Did I see we can get a driveline? Yeah, that's for like 1 PI if we need it. There's very little you can do with the engine as well. You can stick a twin turbos or supercharger on this. Neither will keep it in S1 class. As you can see, just adding these relatively small engine parts are going to jump the PI up massively. So we can get 26 out of that. Can we get another one of these on and keep it? I don't even... can we get one of the... Okay, right. We may have to play another slight game here. Let's get rid of that. So we're going to try and get it to as close to the top of S1 class as we can with a single upgrade on it. Or perhaps 2 that combine to slightly less. Maybe if we put on these... No, that's going to be quite a lot. What does this do? Oh, there we go. That works for me, actually. We can just go with... I don't think a combination of these other parts would actually work. Other than perhaps this, because I don't think this is going to add very much. Yeah, I mean, you could potentially get that, but that's add weight, and maybe another one of these on, bugger it. Rather than fight with the PI, we're going to go for the race camshafts. 471 horsepower is down on power, certainly down on torque to the cars that we've seen. However, the thing that you've got to bear in mind is that it is ridiculously light, 2,200 pounds, making it one of the lightest cars that we've had. Not quite as light as the Ferrari 500 and so on, but that's still very, very light on the Metro. The fear, though, the massive fear, is twitchy. Please, please, please do not be a twitchy death machine. Otherwise, we could have all manner of control issues. Alright, I am really, really hoping that the Metro doesn't try and kill me. Please don't try and kill me, car. Please have the grip through these corners. How do we do through turn 1? It's pretty fast. I actually have a strange sort of seating position in this car. It feels kind of peculiar. It's very fast. Oh, yeah, there we go. It only took it about 4 corners before things get carried away. Yeah, I just got completely distracted. It kind of feels like you sit super low in here, and like the front of the car is almost lifting up as you go around some of these corners. Right. Oh, there we go again with the whole bloody. Okay, the bumps may be an issue. Tiny, light, ridiculously fast. One of the shortest wheelbases I think we'll probably see on anything that will go round here. No, please don't try and kill me, car. I mean, the good thing is that we haven't got manic oversteer. We haven't got massive sliding when I try to get on the power. The bad thing is that it doesn't necessarily need to be having manic oversteer. It can still get itself in a lot of trouble without that. It does take the main jump quite nicely. Straight line speed is also, yeah, it's pretty respectable. Actually, I could go a lot later on the brake. This thing gets stopped very quickly. So it's got very good brakes and decent straight line speed. I mean, in fact, through these turns here, it's pretty good on the whole. I'm seeing if keeping it in a higher gear might work. I think I know what it is. It's kind of the transitionings from when it hits a bump and you're kind of up in the air, and then when it lands it suddenly wants to find grip, and that's what's causing it problems. If the corners are kind of on the flat, we're fine. It's here if you're trying to, if you try to steer while it's in the air, and kind of like in preparation for the landing, it goes massively unhappy with you. It's mega fast through that second to last turn, as you would perhaps expect from the Metro. It's that, we've got to be really careful with the bumps and any steering. Also, you can change, I forgot the engine again, can rev like nuts in here. It flies really nicely. It flies just ever so slightly arse down, so it gets a really nice landing to the jumps. 58.7 on its first flying lap. Yeah, Metro's fast. The Metro's very fast indeed if you get things right. You've just got to be so careful when there are bumps involved, like down here. If the back end starts getting away from you, you're going to get in a world of trouble very quickly. Let's get it turned through here. The problem is I don't want to be too far to the left there, otherwise you're utterly screwed when you come down here. Or again, the back end is letting go on me. I'm quite surprised that it lets go quite so readily when we have just such ridiculously huge tyres on this car. We are super fast through that second to last turn, although I got it caught on the bumps a little bit through there. It is very fast through that bit. I forgot to change down to the appropriate gear there. You've got to be really careful with the oversteer, like really careful with the oversteer in this, which is not quite what I expected from the Metro. I didn't think we would have oversteer problems so much from this car. Right, let's try it. There you see, that's not what I expected at all from this. And again, the back end is really wanting to come around. Oh, that was millimeters away from being snapped straight into the wall. That's not how you take the jump. We're going to go for another spin. I kept it. We are a few millimeters away from the wall. I did keep it out of the wall. Oh, God. If things go wrong in this car, they go wrong. They go wrong really quickly. If they don't go wrong, it is mighty fast. But the second that you start to get in trouble with this, you have had it completely. Like if you run that bank in fact, I just brushed that bank on the inside. If I actually hit the bank on the inside, we would have all manner of problems. I nearly spun it from getting close to the bank there. This is a scary contraption. Very fast. Utterly terrifying though, as we are going to have one more lap. Can I get it quicker? Can we not have any near-death experiences on this run? I'm being a little bit more cautious through turn one, but then the back end again wanted to let go and I have to try and catch it, and it's just constantly fighting with the Metro to keep it pointing in the direction that it's supposed to be going. We go through the turn four here, carrying decent enough momentum. We are going relatively well at this stage, but it's just a constant fight that I've lost the fight completely. I just turned in like I've been turning in all of this session, and it was like, nope, I've had enough, we're going around. The Metro is the twitchy death machine that I feared it might be. Ooh, look at that was a massive twitch we got on the bumps. It can't do the bumps. This this car, it doesn't. I'm amazed by this. I thought with the tyres we were... it's got all unhappy with me at 60 miles an hour. I thought we might be okay with the big tyres. The Metro is too twitchy. It's just so twitchy around this course. Yes, if you get it right, if you keep it together, it's a 58.7, which is a remarkably fast lap for this car. It goes a tenth of a second down on the 300ZX. The problem is that the other 4 of the 5 laps, it tried to kill me on. Yeah, very quick, but the short wheelbase is just too twitchy. It's so difficult to get the car through the turn. I've never had a car spin out in that manner after the jump. I'd turn into the corner. I wasn't doing anything ridiculous. We weren't massively out of position. It just ran out of grip. The car is very difficult to drive. Probably one of the most difficult cars I've had to drive on this series. I have no doubt about that. Incredibly quick, yes, when you get things right, but utterly terrifying. So a look at the leaderboard with these cars added in. It is all change in the top 10. The Metro 6R4 and the Mitsubishi Galant go into 5th and 6th respectively. Their times pretty damn impressive, let's face it, even though neither of them were particularly easy to drive, especially that Metro. Incredibly twitchy little car. The Celica also does pretty well. Again, despite not having massive amounts of grip and so on, a 59.2 to get it into 10th place. Yeah, it's pretty respectable from all of the cars. In fact, all of the vehicles that I reran here all set remarkably similar times. They're all within a second of each other, and the Audi that we find a little bit further down lost a fair bit of time with its he just couldn't take the jump. His inability to land that main jump. 59.5 for the Quattro, putting it, as I said, fractionally ahead of the TT, a little bit behind the Lancia 037 and the Viper GTS. All the cars, were none of them were the easiest cars to drive. All of them had their own little quirks and their own difficulties, and certainly the Metro, the most difficult of the lot of them. None of them were massively easy cars to drive. However, when you did get a clean lap together with them, they were all relatively fast. Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.